What is up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reviewing set number 9496, the 2012 Desert Skiff. This set originally retailed for $29.99 or $30. Now I bought mine for $100 at Bricks and Minifigs. That's like the normal or average price you're going to find it for today. It came with 213 pieces and it is for ages 7 and 12. You had Maul over here and his lightsaber kind of gliding over to the blue Lego Star Wars logo, and then you had this nice curve kind of panel showing all these figures. So now the first figure is Lando Calrissian, and this is actually now one of my all-time favorite Lego Star Wars figures. I don't know what it is about, but all the prints just make it look so cool. Like, yet it's Lego, but it looks like a kind of like a Black Series action figure from that printed chest plate he's got there. And then the helmet is also really detailed, and I really like his face. I don't know what it is about it, but the print just looks like really clean. Same with the helmet. Since it is from 2012, you kind of expect some wear and tear. Even though this was in the box, like moving the box around, rubbing against the pieces, you kind of just expect that. And then the back print is really nice. Those straps are cool. Probably the most basic figure of the bunch is the Luke Skywalker. Now, he gets a regular green lightsaber, and his back print looks pretty good with the robes. Also, his chest is a different color. It's literally like yellow, yellow, yellow. And then you can see that his face is the just regular tan color. Same with his hands. But the chest does not look good. They've done this with a couple figures like Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan in the 2014 MTT. And I just think it does not look good for Lego, and it doesn't look good on the fig at all. Next figure up is going to be Boba Fett. Now, this one looks really good. I really do like his face print on Bricklink. It's called like the stubble Boba print. He does have really nice scars. I think his eyebrows are a little too big. It kind of looks pretty animated. But yeah, the shoulder pauldron is pretty cool. I do think that they could have printed it because I think the UCS Slave 1 came out a year after this. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But yeah, I do think the chest plate printing is cool. Now, my only complaint or bicker with this figure is this little torso piece. It shows really dark in real life, but on the box, they show it as like this really nice bright brown that kind of matches the belt. But in real life, it does not match whatsoever. And then he doesn't have a print under the jetpack. But I mean, if I were Lego, I probably wouldn't add a print under either if you're just adding a jetpack. And the last figure is going to be Cathaba. Now, he does look really cool. His face print kind of looks like out of Lord of the Rings. Now, he does need his black boots. Whenever we saw him in the movie, he was wearing his black boots, and I don't know why Lego couldn't add that. I wouldn't expect dual molded legs for 2012, but I would expect at least some printing there. Now, moving over to the set, starting off with the Sarlacc pit. He has 8 teeth, 2 on each side. So that looks pretty cool. They're just connected on this little jumper stud, I think is what it's called. I probably am really messing up that name. But anyways, he has these 2 giant tentacles that you kind of really can move however you want. You can place them like this, like he's kind of grabbing something or grabbing a figure. And then you can have him just kind of moving as like he's screaming. Same with his mouth. He's connected on these 2 little clips. So you can have his mouth closed or like screaming like ah. And to get Boba in or whatever figure you want, mostly Boba would probably be the figure. So he swims in or get launched in. And then the Sarlacc can just close his mouth. Now moving over to the set. First play feature I'm going to show is the actual plank opening, like left and inside or out and in. It's on this little hinge piece, and then you have this little piece to kind of hold it. Now you can just pull it out like this, but to make it easier, I guess, is what Lego was trying to go for. You kind of have this little handle to guide you to open it up, and then it's mostly flat, but you have these 2 studs right here to put a figure in. Now you can't really move Luke around. You can move him like tilting forward or leaning back, but you can't really turn them kind of turning, I guess I should say. Looking at the front of the build, you have these 2 engine pieces, or they're kind of grills. Then you have this dark tan slope piece that kind of just integrates into the build that goes into these 3 handles. Now, what I did with it is I would just put Boba in here because there's this one piece where it's jetpack, so you can actually sit him down and his jetpack won't hit the studs, and you can lean him back, and I think it looks pretty good. There's also these 2 railings on each side. This main cargo section, you can actually open up, and it's just on this hinge, and then you have 2 pistols. Now, you could either give it to Cathaba, or you could give it to Boba, or maybe even Lando to kind of defend them, and then get Boba into the Sarlacc pit. Now looking over at the back where the ship actually has T-drive, you can see that you have this control panel down here, and then you have these 2, I call windshield wipers, but they're also like levers. You can also let a figure sit down. You just kind of have to take their gun out and then move this panel back, and he can sit down, like, not comfortably. It is a pretty tight kind of thing that you have to tinker with a little bit, but you can get him to sit in there. I do think it looks better standing up because this, which is also on a hinge, can fully close. And then you really have these really nice big pieces integrated, which I thought was cool. It's how Lego used to be back in the day. They just used big pieces, and it would look good, and it would cut the price down really good. Like, now they wouldn't let this slide, which, I mean, who really cares about these little pieces? Like, I think it just looks really good. You also have this flick fire missile is what they call, but I can't really, like, flick it from under here. It takes a couple tries. So I just go to my old ways of how I did it when I was a kid. I just, like, pushed it, and it would work equally as good as if you wanted to flick it. Now, this one is kind of really stuck in there since it is old. Like, it's not really as smooth as it would be if you opened it when it was released in 2012. And the last thing to show for the set is the actual sails, I'm guessing, is how it would turn. So they're on these bracket pieces, so you can really just move them up and down. Whatever angle you want, it can literally move that way. You can go like this. You can even make it maybe like this is how it stopped or something. You really don't really have any restrictions with it. Now, I just keep it in the way it... Oh no, please don't tell me a piece cracked. All right, false alarm, it did not crack. It just kind of broke off. But yeah, I like to keep it like this. This is, I think, the best way to display it. And yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for the whole review. So I really do hope you enjoyed. Now, I've only done so many reviews, so I'm trying to get better. So please comment down any suggestions you have if you made it this far into the review that you have that I can get better in. So don't forget to subscribe. Check the channel description. I have a bunch of links in there. And see you next one. Bye, guys.